Well, good early evening, afternoon on the Empty Skull Ranch. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a different video. It's not on one particular firearm, it is about home defense. So, all right. All right, so on the table are a few selections. I mean, kind of kind of a broad blanket. It doesn't really cover every single tool in the arsenal that one would use for home defense, but hit about a couple of key points here. So, some would go for the compact 38 special. Now, not a bad choice, easy to stow, easy to keep close by, but once again, it is a revolver, and plus P rounds can have a little bit of juice behind them, so it has some stopping power. Or then you have your getting closer towards a full frame semi-auto type of handgun pistol, what have you here. But again, it's a single projectile round. And so also we have our shotguns present here, 12 gauge and a 12 gauge. This guy is the Mossberg 500, not to be confused with the Maverick, although it kind of looks like the Maverick, but a couple of little differences between the Maverick and the 500 with the pistol grip, because the Maverick, I believe, comes in a blued finish only. Now, this one is in a Parkerized finish, and so also the Maverick has a cross bolt safety right here on the trigger well. This one has your typical 500 style Tang safety selector switch. So also present is the old bone, the Winchester Ranger 126. Definitely a reliable shotgun, corncob pump, something you'd picture Grandpappy taking hunting with him. But anyway, let's get into kind of some of the shortcomings here and some of the benefits of each one of these. This one's compact, easy to grab, ready whenever you need it. Revolvers function reliably. You don't have to worry about a jam up like you do on a semi-auto. But once again, like I touched upon earlier, you have that single round, and plus P rounds can have a little bit of juice behind them. So picture, if you will, prowler comes in at night, you're in your bedroom half groggy and asleep. Now you reach for your revolver or your semi-auto. Now might not have all your wits gathered about you yet, and you might be wondering who is this, and when you size up that it's a target, you're going to go into fight or flight response. So you got to make sure that that one projectile lands on your target and lands on your target efficiently and effectively. So, but then the other problem is, suppose you miss. Now, walls are not that thick. They're made out of drywall, what have you, horsehair plaster. Now it's a little bit more with clap. What do they call those? The lath boards. But either way, a plus P round can go through those walls pretty easily. And you might have other occupants in your house that you wouldn't want to see get injured. So that is kind of a little bit of a fear, every homeowner would have with what they choose for home protection. So, I mean, I know some people use these. This is their reliable standby. This is what they go to. And, if they're confident they can hit their target, everybody's got their own preferences. But in my opinion, something like this, where you have a multi-shot projectile that covers an array of different, depending on what you use. If you use buckshot, if you use birdshot, birdshot's kind of, what are you, sadistic? Why would you use birdshot? Why would you use birdshot? Anyway, but it covers a wider area, and that way, if you're getting up, you're a little bit discombobulated, a little disoriented, you have a bigger chance of hitting your intended target. And because it's smaller caliber shot, spread out, it's got less of a chance of going through walls and, let's say, injuring somebody in another room, or heaven forbid, anywhere else. So that's what I like about a shotgun. That's what I like, is that you have a little bit more of a margin of error when it comes to your target. Now, there's two rather noticeable differences between these two guys, isn't there? This guy is rather unwieldy. Look at the length of that barrel. You can't quite be that slick. You can't quite be tactical with something like this. I know it's got your tactical shell pouch on it and all that, and that alone should make this tactical. But it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't. You still have this gigantic barrel. Supposing you have to go around walls, around doorways and through doorways, swinging doors and whatnot, you have to bring the barrel up and it hits an obstruction. So that's why something like this guy would be my ideal go-to, and is my ideal go-to on the Empty Skull Ranch. It's compact. It has the same power that guy has. It's a 12 gauge, and you have a variety of different home defense rounds you can put into this guy. It's quite wieldy. You can go around corners with it, not have to worry as much about obstructions and getting caught in doorways, hitting an obstruction like a blanket or something that might be on the ground, or what have you. So in my opinion, this guy right here is my ideal go-to for a home defense weapon. And I do like this guy. I mean, that's originally I wanted to do this video as a video about the Mossberg 500 with the pistol grip. Kind of the differences that, like I touched into a little bit earlier with the Maverick line and then the regular Mossberg 500 line. So as you see right here, this guy says Mossberg 500 right there, which should be a dead giveaway that this is a Mossberg 500. But like I mentioned before, the tang safety as opposed to the crossbolt, and I believe the Maverick came in a blued finish, and this one is clearly Parkerized, and it's but overall it is the same function. It's got the pump, and you can put a variety of different stocks on here. So if you're in a home defense type of situation, and let's say you don't like the pistol grip, you can get an overfolder stock for it. You can get just about anything for this. You can get a telescoping stock, anything you'd like for this guy. So I definitely do think when it comes for home defense, this guy's great. All right, and another thing is the capacity on this guy. This guy's got quite the capacity. Notice the length of that tube. Goes all the way out to the end. You can fit 7 of these guys right in there and 1 in the pipe. So you definitely got a lot of stopping power at your disposal. Now, I'm not going to knock the guys that use something like this. You're proficient with your handgun, and you're used to its function. You're used to how it handles. All the power to you. If that's what you're comfortable with, the whole point. Home point. Wow. All right. Anyway, the whole point of home security is just that, home security. And whatever you feel the most comfortable with is what you're going to protect your home with the best. So if this is what you like, this is what you like. If this guy is what you like, the old detective special, that's what you're into, and that's what you're comfortable with, and you're confident you can operate it, that's absolutely fabulous. But for this cat, I like a little bit of an insurance policy. I like to make sure that if the time comes, which heaven forbid, I don't ever want that time to come, but I feel rather confident that if that time does come, this guy's going to answer the call. And besides, it's a de-escalation tool. The 12 gauge pump action shotgun is a de-escalation tool all on its own. If you're a prowler and a would-be assailant and you hear that unmistakable rack, you're going to think maybe twice. I love that sound. This guy has a pretty impressive rack too. Let's see if we can get this guy to sound off for us. Nope. Not quite as good as that guy. Oh yeah, that is a quintessential sound that any burglar bad guy does not want to hear. So anyway, without further ado, let's shoot at something. Just see how she does. All right. All right, well, here we are. The sun's kind of dropping out of the sky at an exorbitant rate, so we got to catch these guys before they get away. Anyhow, kind of to just demonstrate how versatile this is, we've done all our safety checks: ears, eyes. Cameraman's got ears, eyes. So what I was kind of trying to paint the picture of is you wake up discombobulated, a little disoriented, and then there's somebody right in front of you, let's say right where those first two clays are. So without looking at them and then turning around, you know that you can wield this. Oh, yeah, all right. Kind of a little off today, but anyway, let's keep it going. These rounds have a little bit of kickback to them. Oh, we need a little bit of a reload. And one decided, just to demonstrate one decided benefit of having this longer barrel, is you do get a little bit more accuracy on, let's say, loads that have fewer projectiles, like double up buck or something that's not going to have a spread or as big a spread. But it is unwieldy. But let's try for those guys hanging in the archway right there. Took that guy out of there. And took that guy out of there. So the longer barrel does have its benefits. It's up to you as the one holding it and using it and entrusting yourself to it to decide which is for you. So to kind of demonstrate that, where you don't really have time to get your wits about you, depending on what type of stuff you're using, let's say that right there is your intended target. So you can kind of bring it up, muscle memory it into that same area, and know that when you pull your trigger, you got what you needed to get. Let's check out this buddy over there, see if that one can go. Well, it kind of hit the ground in front of him, but see if I can get that guy by the tree. Make sure I got it. Oh, I gotta get around in there. All righty. There we go. Like I said, when it comes to my choice and what to use for home defense, this guy is what I'm going to reach for. Just that added confidence that if your life is on the line and it really matters, you want to give yourself the best chance you can give yourself. All right, guys, I will see you again next time where we have some more budget builds coming. And hit the like button, please subscribe, and all that jazz. I appreciate you guys. You'll keep this channel going. So we'll be doing some more budget builds. We'll be doing some more, I've seen a couple of bullpup shotguns that I'd like to bring out here at some point. But anyway, see you next time on the Empty Skull Ranch.